In this video, I'll take you on a trip to the south of France. I'll show you the places we visited, where we ate, and of course, where we stayed at. We're staying in the south of France at Vallon de Valrugues. If you're French speaking, forgive me now for massacring the name. It is a 5-star SLH property owned by Hilton. So the big question is always, am I hustling them? Or am I going to get hustled on this room rate? Please do subscribe. I do appreciate you watching. Let the adventure begin. We rented a car in Lyon and hit the road on a beautiful road trip towards a small town called Saint-Rémy-de-Provence, where a hotel was located at. This hotel sits on a 5-acre property, which is only about 800 meters away from the village of Saint-Rémy. It certainly has a wow factor. When you drive in, you're taken aback by the beauty and the scope. Gorgeous entrance. Beautiful modern reception desk. Off to the right of that is a game room. We did not play any games while we were there, but they got a pool table, some card tables, TV room if you wanted to watch a game, concierge desk. We got there about 2 or 3 hours early and our room was not ready, so we decided to take a walk into the town of Saint-Rémy, which they suggested. It's just about a 10-minute walk. The town was having a festival that day, and I'm not sure if that cage is designed to keep people out or keep things in, but they did have some running of the bulls, which was designed to keep the bulls in the interior ring of the city. Sometimes you got through the door, sometimes you had to go through the fence. Saint-Rémy-de-Provence is the cutest town you've ever seen. It's like something out of a film, something out of a fairy tale. And you can see the locals and the tourists get excited about this event, which is once a year, horsemen from the local community, and it has the feeling of sort of a county or state fair. Horrible little town of Saint-Rémy. Our room is not ready yet at the hotel, so taking a little stroll around. Just having a festival today. Did not quite catch the name of it, but supposedly they're going to have some running of the bulls. So we'll see what that's all about. The restaurants were all quite crowded, so we did a little takeaway. My wife had a salmon bagel, and I had the quattro formaggio, her 4-cheese quiche, which was really good. It was just very hard to cut with the little flimsy utensils they gave you. It's good, but it's tough to eat. This is the kind of place that was so cute, you could just see yourself like packing up and moving there, no questions asked. They got a cheese shop in town. What more could you ask for? Lots of shops, restaurants, ice cream stores. Did I mention ice cream stores? They had a couple cute little town squares. And in one of the museums, they were actually doing a David Bowie exposition. We did not buy tickets and go. We didn't even know it was there, but just great to see a lot of art and culture in this small town. And most importantly, I did find that ice cream shop. Finally, we thought our room was ready and back to the hotel. Little 80s mirror-y action going on there. And finally, off to our room. So this is a king room with a terrace. One thing I always like about a hotel room is to have a little sitting area, just so the only place you don't have to sit is on the bed. So that is truly appreciated. They did leave me, I am a Diamond member, and they did leave me a little paper on what my Diamond member benefits are, which is always appreciated, as well as a bottle of water and some glasses. They actually have a good desk area here with some stuff about the spa, the hotel. I think this might be villas for sale as well. Hard to figure out, but I'll try to let you know later if I do. Good sized TV. Looks like it's pretty much the only place in the room where they could mount that. Looks like a true king. The branding looks to be on point with the double V's on the bed. They did leave us an absolutely beautiful little swan towel memento for us. Let's check out the closet. This is a good size walk-in closet. We did stow our gear in here, so forgive that. A lot of hanging space if you brought some nice clothes. Let's check out the hangers. They are not branded, which is okay. Little safe, which I always appreciate. Rack to hang your trousers on. Laundry bag if you need to get something done here. And just some drawers if you want to put something inside of them. More little room off this walk-in closet with a little luggage rack inside there, but there's plenty of space here to put your luggage. Note about this room, it's that whole side wall is a giant wardrobe with pretty much mirrors, which isn't a bad thing, just interesting. So when we got shown the room, they showed us the thermostat, which I don't think is on, but they said we cannot control, well, we can control the heat in here. This whole wing of the hotel can only be adjusted for heat. So if we wanted to make it cooler, we do have to open the door. Let's check out the bathroom. I always love a good tub, so very happy they have one here. Hopefully get a soak in that later. All their amenities are by L'Occitane de Provence. Looks like on their bath towels, their branding is on point with the big V. Nice sink area, single vanity, not a double. Wouldn't have minded a double, and it is a very small sink. Not sure if you can see that. We got a little hair dryer action. It is not a Dyson, not sure what brand it is, but hopefully that'll get the job done. Let's see if there's anything in these drawers below. Nope, just some storage drawers down here and some towels here. Take a peek in the shower. Does have the waterfall, handheld as well. And the L'Occitane Provence amenities as mentioned. Another branded bath towel. And here we have two robes that look cushy. Hope they're as cushy as they look. Yeah, they feel pretty soft. We'll look forward to trying on one of those later. Got a couple slippers. Slippers are not branded, but I'm sure they'll be comfy to wear. One thing I appreciate about this room is that the toilet is separate from where you do your bathing. And they have a phone high up on the wall. Not sure who you're gonna call on the red phone. Maybe call Batman. So I got a room with a terrace, which has a couple seats on it, an ashtray if you so need that, and just a beautiful, we don't have a complete view of the pool, but the seating area around the pool and just the surrounding countryside, which is absolutely gorgeous.
Oh, I know what you're thinking. Do they have a minibar?
But we found it inside the wardrobe along with the coffee station. Little coffee and tea selection, always nice. Toblerone. The Toblerone at the top, that was going for €4, so not badly priced. Coca-Cola bottle, €7, a little on the high end. And the drawers beneath. Really nothing in here to note. Just more storage space if you needed it. This would be a lot of storage space. Not a make or break, but this chair is just a little wonky. You'd hope they could touch that up. They had a map for fire evacuation. As you can see, there's 2 rooms in 1 suite in our little wing. If you wanted to access other suites, which we could see from our terrace, you would have to go up another stairway or a different elevator. They have the Do Not Disturb sign, and behind that is the room service breakfast menu, going for about 28 euros a piece, available from 7:30 a.m. to 10:30 a.m. And outside of our door, they have a really nice homage to the Kennedy family with several famous black and white pictures. Let's go take a tour of the hotel and grounds. The grounds were absolutely amazing. This is what you would expect from a 5-star property in the south of France. Well maintained, well manicured, well landscaped. So if you look over yonder in that corner is where our hotel room is located. The weather is a little cloudy and it is a little chilly, but I will get in this pool, I guarantee you. As I mentioned before, the hotel consists of the main building, a series of suites, and then a series of villas. These are some of the suites and villas that we were not privy enough to see. As properties become available in the neighborhood, they will buy them and they will convert them into suites or villas and make them a part of the hotel property. Not sure who Jean-Philippe Richard is, but these are apparently some of his statues proudly displayed here at the hotel. A little overcast day here at the hotel, but still absolutely beautiful. What a great place to spend a couple days in Saint-Rémy, Provence. We'll try to give you a tour of this 5-star hotel. Please subscribe. Let us know what you think. Have you ever stayed here? Would you stay here? Let's talk. They have lots of lavender planted, which is absolutely beautiful. Off the parking lot at a neighboring farm are some horses, which were cute to see. Then it was on to the bar to have a drink. This is the main bar that's located just off the pool. Glasses of wine ranged from about 14 euros to 25. Gin and tonic was 13. If you wanted a Manhattan, that would run you 17 euros, and a dark and stormy, whatever that is, would be 17 euros as well. As you can see, they have some decent 5-star prices on their menu here. After a long wait, we finally got our wine and our French fries. Right next to the bar is the kids' room. What a great thing for the kids. Lots of books, lots of games, comfortable space, and what could be cooler for the parents knowing that their kids go to a nice hotel and they have some things set out for them. Then if you go down 1 story, you are in the spa. Comfortable little seating area. Beyond that door is the indoor swimming pool. Smaller side, but really nice. There's a jacuzzi back there as well. Let's check out the gym. A little small for a property this size, but it had all your basic equipment. Seemed a little outdated, but I'm sure you could get a good workout out of it. It was a busy day and time to call it a night. See you in the morning for breakfast. It's a crisp morning here in Saint-Rémy-de-Provence, and excited to see what the day brings. And you know what the day brought? The day brought a lot of food for breakfast. They have a stunning breakfast buffet here. Between the pastries, the fresh fruit, the hot foods, they had everything you could pretty much think about or imagine. Very well done on this breakfast buffet. Tons of fresh juices, crepes, your standard cereal station, cheeses if you're a cheese person for breakfast, they got you covered. Coffees, espressos, lattes, and most of the time someone would make it for you. Great selection of teas. We started healthy, some figs and prunes and, well, not too healthy. There's a little bacon that wasn't supposed to be shown. And of course, cake.
Let's go.
And then it was off for the day on a day trip. First stop, Avignon. Adorable little town. The Pope's Palace is the largest Gothic palace in the world, classified as a UNESCO World Heritage Site. We then drove to Nîmes. We saw the Maison Carrée, which has had uninterrupted use since the 11th century. We walked around and saw the amphitheater of Nîmes, built at the end of the 1st century AD and the best preserved in the Roman world. Then, back to Saint-Rémy. When we got to our room, we were surprised to see macaroons and a bottle of wine. More on that later. I made it in the pool. It was cold, but I did get in. I just couldn't say no to that water. Hanging out in the sauna. I know with this light, it probably looks like I'm being interrogated in a back room somewhere. Interesting thing about the spa here is that you do have to make reservations to use the indoor pool, the jacuzzi, and the sauna. They just don't want it to be overcrowded, so I appreciate and respect that. Really nice pressure. The only thing I don't like about the shower is this thing isn't wide enough, so when you're showering, this little area gets wet really quick. We placed our breakfast order on the door to be delivered at 7:30 a.m. the next day. Let's see what happens. They delivered the breakfast at 7:35, but they just set the tray down with the food all wrapped in plastic, piled up, and left. Not that we can't set our own table, but that was a little surprising. Should we have expected more out of room service at a 5-star hotel? Should they have set a table for us and covered the food? What are your thoughts? Are we being too picky, or should we have expected that? We really did like the food, high quality, generous portions. It was more than we could even eat, so the food was amazing. After breakfast, we hit the road again. Our first stop, Sète, a charming fisherman's town and a major port city in the region of Occitanie, known of course for its seafood. We both love Sète. Cute, cute city. to me, being in Sète was like being in a mini Monaco. And no visit to a city in France is complete without a visit to their version of Las Halles. Great place to see the local offerings of food. After walking around and exploring the city, it was time to find a place to eat. We had lots of options to choose from, but we settled on the Bistro of the Fisherman, which had tremendous reviews online. I went with oysters, of course, and my wife had some shrimp. We both shared a side of fries. Gonna try a floating island egg whites with spermy meringue and custard. Sure, there's no calories in it. Our second stop of the day, Montpellier. This city has a 1,000-year-old past and is the 7th largest city in France and the 2nd largest in the Occitan region. We stopped at a rest stop on the road. It looked very similar to the ones we have in the US, but with some major differences. So we stopped at a rest stop to fill up some gas in the car and ran into the coolest vending machine ever. They got espressos, vanilla milkshakes, intense chocolate, which is their favorite, latte macchiatos, hot chocolates, bag teas, coffees, fresh drinks, and to top it all off, you can get a tomato soup. Let's see what they have under a fresh drink. Back to the milkshake. They got something with peach hibiscus syrup, some teas, so just a really cool vending machine here. So Lay's potato chip with champignon de Paris. They have Dijon mustard, champignons, champignon tapenade. On the way back to our hotel, we stopped at the village to get a Saint Henri, a popular French pastry that I'd never tried before.
Oh.
You just go for it?
Ooh, look at this face. We can tell it's good.
Let's wrap up our stay at Vallon de Valrugues Hotel and Spa near Saint-Rémy-de-Provence. It is a wow factor hotel. When you come around the corner and see the hotel for the first time, you are like, wow, this is a 5-star hotel. You see the sign, you see the main building, you see the outskirt signs, and it really has all the markings of a 5-star hotel. Moving on to check-in. We got here probably about 3 hours ahead of check-in time, and our room was not ready yet, which was fine. And they said, why don't we go explore the little town of Saint-Rémy-de-Provence, which we did. We walked into town. It was a 10-minute walk. They were having a little festival in the city. It was very festive. Came back at about 1:30 or 2, and our room was ready. And the staff is very friendly. They actually show you up to your room, give you a little tour of the hotel on the way up and the amenities, which is great. And the room we have is in the main building of the hotel, which is convenient. There are some other buildings and suites and villas on the outskirts, so we're more, like I said, centrally located. Great thing about our little floor, I think there's only like four rooms on our floor, and I think for 2 of our 3 nights, we're the only people staying on this floor, so very quiet. Our room was very spacious. It is a king with a terrace, and I guess a couple things. I was expecting more of a view from the terrace. It is a terrace, so you could look at having the terrace 2 ways. One, it sort of private and secluded, or the other, we have a view of sort of a roof with artificial grass on it and couldn't really see the pool, which is one of the selling points of the hotel. We did have a beautiful view of the trees and sort of the surrounding countryside though. In terms of storage, they have a walk-in closet, a wardrobe, so you could be staying here for a month and be able to put all your stuff there, and it would have more than enough room. Bathroom was very spacious as well. A couple things about it. The toilet is located sort of on the other side of the entrance hallway, so when you use the toilet, you did have to sort of walk across your own little hallway to use the sink. And in terms of the sink, I thought it was one of the smallest sinks I've ever seen in my life, just in terms of washing your hand, washing your face, brushing your teeth. It just seemed like water was splashing everywhere, so would have appreciated just a little larger sink. I felt the walk-in closet and the bathroom had a little musty odor to them. My wife didn't feel the same way, but it wasn't a deal breaker. So beautiful shower, great water pressure, great heat, very easy to figure out. They just have some simple buttons if you want the waterfall, another button if you want to use the handheld, which sometimes at hotels can be a little confusing, so was glad that was easy to use. My only concern about the shower was it's sort of like a half wall, so even if you tried to be good about not splashing water all over the place, by the time you got out of the shower, there was water pretty much everywhere on the outside of it, so you had to be careful about that. Would have liked to see that wall extended just a little bit. I always appreciate a towel warmer when it works, so they showed us the towel warmer when they gave us the tour, and my wife and I sat there and we couldn't figure it out, so we called. They had a maintenance guy come up, and for a moment he couldn't figure it out either, and then my wife saw on the back of the towel warmer there was a power button. She hit the power button, towel warmer came on, so it was great to have hot towels and warm bathrobes throughout our stay. The bathtub. If you've been following my videos, you know I love a good bath, and this is a Villeroy & Bosch bathtub. So very excited about using it, very easy to use compared to some other bathtubs in places. And we called down to see if they had any bath salts, and the lady who picked up the phone, she actually laughed at us. And we just thought that was interesting. We're staying in a 5-star hotel in the Occitan region of France where they have Occitan amenities for us to use, and we got laughed at. It wasn't like I was asking for a set of bongo drums or to put a man on the moon or anything like that. So just a little taken aback by that reaction. One thing that was surprising was that the room did not have a steamer or an iron, so we had to call down, and they were very prompt about bringing one up. And when the lady brought it up, somehow she hit the table where the water glasses were, and that one of the water glasses fell off the table and broke. And no problem with that. She was very apologetic and tried to clean it all up. But that was on the first day of our stay. So the only thing about that was I was worried for my wife and myself. Were we going to get a shard of glass in our foot in our stay at this 5-star hotel, which didn't end up happening, so grateful all ended well. So let's talk about a service for a moment. Like I said, when we checked in, the people who checked us in were great. They were so friendly. Couple things though, this is a Hilton partnered property, so there was no acknowledgement of my Diamond status, which usually happens. And I had let them know before that this is a special occasion for my wife and I. We are celebrating a couple birthdays on this trip, our wedding anniversary, and hey, if you have a complimentary room upgrade, we'd love it. So usually, even if they don't have a room upgrade, they usually acknowledge that at the front desk. And in this case, they didn't acknowledge it, and we were not given an upgrade for the room. So on our first day, we went down to the bar to have a drink, and we sort of sat at an interior table, and there were no menus on the table, and the barman was helping a hostess with her drinks, and we sat there probably patiently waiting for about 5 minutes, and not the hostess or the bartender didn't acknowledge us, so my wife went up to ask for a wine menu, and he was still helping her, and probably about another 5 minutes passed by while he was helping her, and neither of them turned to my wife to acknowledge that she was standing there. The hostess walked away, and probably about another 2 minutes after that, the bartender finally turned to my wife and was like, "How can I help you?" So she asked for a wine menu, she came back, we sat down, and in the meantime, another couple had come and sat down by the window, and he had gone over to ask them their drink order, so my wife was like, maybe we'll move to a window seat, which we did, and then he finally acknowledged us, and it still took a couple minutes for him to bring our drink orders, which were just a couple glasses of wine. And one of the other things we noticed when we walked in originally, there had been a couple tables pushed together where a family had eaten dinner, and those dirty dishes were left on the table probably for about a good 15 or 20 minutes. So tell me, am I being too sensitive, too picky, or should we expect better service out of a hotel of this level? Leave your comments below. So on the second day of our stay, I got an email from the hotel asking me how my stay was going. And so I was a little torn about my response because, as I mentioned, being a Diamond member, usually used to that being acknowledged, usually used to them commenting on whether there's an upgrade available, and if not, it's fine, but usually they mention that. And the other thing is, my wife and I, we stay at a lot of five-star properties for our anniversaries and our birthdays because it means a lot to us. And I usually do mention that ahead of time to the manager because I want to make it a special occasion. And usually, sometimes they leave us some champagne, chocolates, beer, a variety of different things. And it's a nice touch, and we do enjoy it. And at this one, when we got in the room, all we had was sort of the heart-shaped swans, the towels, which was very nice. So I was torn whether to mention this or not, and I did. And today when we got back to our hotel room, there was a bottle of white wine and some chocolates left for us. So my question is, would this have happened naturally, or did it only happen because I wrote the email? What are your comments or thoughts on that? So the amenities, the pool, beautiful pool. I actually did go for a dip. Little colder than I thought. Did a couple laps and got out and just enjoyed the nice view. And there were a lot of other people just around the pool enjoying as well, and a couple people doing laps. And then here you do have to set a time to go down to sort of the spa area, as they call it, where there's an indoor pool, there's a jacuzzi, there's a steam room, and there's a sauna, and you can get massages and facials if you want as well. So I reserved a time to go down there, and the indoor pool was nice. The jacuzzi was large, and like I said, it was sort of limited access, so not many people in it. I wish the jacuzzi had been just a little warmer. Steam room was fine. It was really cranking, and the sauna was great as well. So love the spa and facilities. So first question, did I hustle or did I get hustled? What did I pay for this room? So for 2 nights, I used 160,000 Hilton points, which I didn't think was bad for a 5-star hotel. And then for the third night, the charge was 320 euros. So my opinion, not bad. I think I did the hustling on this end, but drop it in the comments below if you think I hustled or if I was the hustler. So on a scale 1 to 10, I would give this property and our total stay a 7.5. So after you heard and saw all about our experience here, do you think this is a 5-star property? Do you think I'm being too sensitive? Do you think I am expecting too much? Or should I expect more out of a 5-star hotel? My wife thinks it's a 5-star property with maybe 3 or 4-star service. But more importantly, what do you think?
Goodbye, south of France. Back to Lyon and on to the airport to catch our flight to our next destination. Can you guess where we're landing? Let me know in the comments. See you in the next video.